Another great way to create on-ramp conversations with your kids is to make specific time with them. I learned years ago in youth ministry, and I think this is true for raising kids on raising our own family. Kids spell love Time. When we give kids time, it's showing them that we love them. So one thing that I've started to do, especially since my kids are older, is this idea that spending time with them is a gift. So I'm not so much under the pressure of giving them things now. We've kind of replaced material things with experiences. Now, some of the things that I'm doing with my kids currently are kind of big. Not to say big is bad, but big doesn't have to be the only thing. My daughter, who is 22, we had always wanted to drive Route 66, so we finally did it just a couple of years ago. Took 10 to 14 days and drove from here to California and just spent time together, me and her. Me and my son recently went to the Boundary Waters with some other guys from our church, and it was just something that I wanted to do with him. And I want to make sure that I spend time with my third kid too. And so coming up here, she's always wanted to see a Broadway show. So we're going to try and get our way out to New York here sometime in the next year or so. Now, granted, those are big dates, and we can't be doing those all the time. But I am leaning into that because I just want to create experiences with them, because during those experiences is when we can have those great conversations. I've talked to another family recently, though, about this idea of making a date with your kid, and here's the entirely opposite of the big things that I just talked about. They make these tiny little dates with their kids. And at first, when they told me about it, I'm thinking, oh, that's cool. So each kid gets a Friday night or a Saturday morning. No, their dates last 30 minutes. Their date is, hey, every Friday night, I think they have like 3, maybe 4 kids. They said every Friday night, one of our kids gets a date. And what that means is the other 3 go to bed, and then the 4th kid, whose night it is, gets an extra 30 minutes with mom and dad. And whether that's watching a short, movie video or something, or playing a game, or having a fun snack, but they don't go anywhere. They don't have to get a babysitter. They don't have to spend a lot of money. They don't have to reserve a lot of time. But they say to each one of their kids, man, you guys are all so important to us, each of you, that we want to make sure that we can focus on you, pay attention to you, give you some extra special time because we love you so much. And they said they got to a point where their kids, they knew what Friday was theirs, and their kids would be excited, and they'd come into the week, or maybe it's a Wednesday, it's getting close to the weekend, and one of the kids is like, it's my Friday night, I get my date time with mom and dad. So that is an excellent way for families with multiple kids to make it easy. And then of course there's the dates that land in between those times, where maybe you do take one of your kids to a movie, or you take them out to dinner, or you go golfing with them. But to set aside those times to have experiences with them that will give you ample on-ramps to have all kinds of great conversations with your kids, whether they're important things that need to be discussed or just fun things where you're starting to enjoy each other. Making dates with your kids is a great way to build an on-ramp to have some really healthy conversations.